My name is Jengo, and I was there the night the blue fire appeared. Even now, when the night is quiet and the wind is still, I swear I can feel its warmth flickering at the edges of my memory. This is not a tale of spirits or magic, though many will call it that. This is what happened as I saw it. Our village, Nyasi, sits near the great baobab tree that has stood longer than anyone remembers. We are a peaceful people, farmers, herders, and traders who live by the rhythm of the seasons. Life was simple until the fire came. It was the night after the festival of New Harvest, when our people gathered in the square to celebrate. We had danced, our feet pounding the earth in time with the drums, and feasted on roasted goat, millet porridge, and honeyed yams. The elders spoke blessings over the fields, and the air was filled with laughter and song. Then, just as the moon reached its peak, a strange blue light flickered in the center of the village. At first, we thought it was a trick of the fireflies, but then the elders fell silent, their faces dark with unease. The light pulsed and grew, stretching upward like fingers of smoke, and in its center was fire, but not the red and orange flames we knew. This fire was blue, deep and unnatural, burning without wood or smoke. It stood on its own, swirling in the air, silent yet alive. At first, we watched in awe. The warriors moved closer, their spears gripped tightly, but the fire did not spread, nor did it wither. I remember old Babu Mosi, the eldest among us, muttering, "This is not the fire of men." Some of the children, curious and fearless, reached out toward the flames. Before we could stop them, little Amani, the blacksmith's son, stepped too close. The fire licked at his skin, but instead of burning, it shimmered over his hand like water. He gasped, his eyes wide. "It feels warm, but it does not hurt." Whispers spread like dry grass in the wind. Was this a blessing, a curse? Some said it was the work of the ancestors. Others believed it was an omen of war or famine. The village elders, led by Chief Omari, gathered to decide what must be done. "Fire is not meant to stand alone," one elder said. "If it does not consume, it is unnatural." "Perhaps it is a gift," another suggested, "a sacred flame that never dies. Or perhaps it waits to take something from us in return," motivated the village healer, Mamania. For days, the fire remained unchanging. The children played around it. The traders took it as a sign of prosperity, and the herders ignored it. But something was wrong. Those who stared into the flames too long grew quiet, distant. It was Amani's mother who first noticed it. Her son, once playful and talkative, had become withdrawn, his eyes fixed on the fire even in his sleep. Others too seemed lost in their thoughts, their spirits drained as though something unseen was pulling at them. Then came the voices. One night, I woke to the sound of whispers drifting through the village. I stepped outside and found others had woken too, all staring at the blue fire. The voices came from nowhere and everywhere, soft as the rustling of dry leaves. "Come closer," they beckoned. "Remember what was forgotten." The next morning, old Babu Mosi was missing. His footprints led straight to the fire. But beyond that, there was nothing. No ash, no sign of struggle, just the blue flames flickering silently. Panic spread. Some wanted to flee the village, others wanted to attack the fire with spears and water. But the fire did not wane, nor did it fight back. It simply remained. It was Mama Nia who finally stood before the fire and spoke. If you are a spirit, tell us your name. If you are a curse, tell us what you want. If you are lost, show us the path to return you. The flames pulsed, and for the first time a voice answered. I was called. I was forgotten. I remain. The village fell silent. What had we done? Who had called it? The elders debated deep into the night, but there was no answer. Some believed the fire was an ancestor left behind by time, clinging to our village for warmth. Others feared it was a restless spirit drawn by the festival, now unwilling to leave. In the end, there was only one thing to do. At dawn, Chief Omari made his decision. If it was called, it must be released. We must give it a name, honor it, and then let it go. The village gathered. Mama Nia stepped forward and whispered words of farewell into the fire. The drummers played a slow, steady beat, a rhythm of parting. One by one, we spoke to it, thanking it for its presence, asking it to move on. The fire flickered. For the first time since it appeared, it wavered, shrinking slightly. The voices grew softer, fading like the last breath of a dying wind. Then, as the sun reached its peak, the blue flames twisted once, twice, and then they were gone. The earth where they had stood was untouched, yet we knew something had changed. The village felt lighter, as if an unseen weight had lifted. To this day, no grass grows in that spot. Some say the fire still watches, waiting to be called again, but we do not speak of it loudly, for fear that it may hear. I was there the night the fire appeared, and I was there when it left. And though I am old now, I still wonder, was it a blessing, a curse, or simply something forgotten, waiting to be remembered?